Skirt. That was motherfucking awesome. What do you think?
Manners maketh men.
All right. Oh, okay. I'll be nicer. Was it just me, or was that sweet?
You know what? I liked it. But I wasn't as impressed as the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're familiar with all the beats?
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of the trailers had, and you didn't watch the trailers.
I didn't watch the trailers.
The one where the whiskey has the lasso and he cuts the guy in half. That one is in the trailer. And
I can't take you seriously with those glasses on. But yeah, that I'm so glad I saw that without having seen it in the trailer, because that was really, really sick.
Yeah. That, and I don't know. Like the first one just had, and maybe that's my problem with it, is I was trying to, like hold it up to the same standard as the first one. And the first one just had a different feeling to it than other movies, than other action movies, spy movies. It's kind of like a mix of it. And this one was good. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I was a little underwhelmed.
So are you missing the whole him having being from the wrong side of the tracks and breaking into the whole gentleman thing? Because here he was all a gentleman all the time.
Because I liked him being kind of a badass.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of felt Colin. I wanted more Colin Firth. I wanted more Harry. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Because he was my favorite part of the first one.
Oh yeah.
And I was glad they brought him back. And that's one positive for me, is I like the way they brought him back.
Yeah.
They wasn't some weird. I mean, it was kind of weird, but it wasn't.
It made enough sense.
Too out there. Yeah. In the world of secret agents and cool technology, it made sense. I felt like they and that was the point, but I felt like they made him lesser of a character this time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I didn't like that. I liked Eggsy just fine. I didn't like him as much in this one as the first one. I don't know. It just didn't have the same feeling for me.
Yeah.
Again, there's cool parts. Action was cool. I kind of like the Statesman. I wanted more Channing Tatum too.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough of him for me.
Yeah.
So I was fully into this.
Yeah.
Which I'm really pleased, because I had told you before we went to this, I was really kind of leaning back before we went in. All the new stars they added.
Yeah.
They've got a bigger budget now. I was really concerned that this was going to be super cheesy and crappy. But I was really pleased because they really steered into all the things that made the first one great. I thought, without, of course, the storyline of him, not belonging. But the fighting, the violence, the comedy, the dirty kind of comedy, the gadgets, all that stuff I was totally in for. And it just really kind of cranked everything up to 11. Like, everything was even more. And I liked the things they added. The Statesmen were really sweet. I thought that the new stars that they added didn't detract too much from the characters we already know and like. Halle Berry was very much a bit part, but I liked her.
Yeah. I expected more of her, to be honest.
Yeah. I would have liked more Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
But I think what they did by having him sidelined for a lot of it was leave room. If he's in it that whole movie, then you run into a Avengers problem where everyone's got to be on screen. So I totally understood that and was okay with it. Jeff Bridges is just so damn cool. Everything that guy says just makes me go, oh, he's so cool.
Yeah.
I liked Julianne Moore as the villain. She was definitely, her and Sam Jackson are very clearly like way over the top and goofy and stuff. And in this world of Kingsman, that works.
Yeah.
And if that works, she did, I think, a good job of being that kind of weird, quirky villain. She's not like mean, you know, like she's likable.
Yeah.
Even though she had like made that guy eat his friend as a burger. I liked her. I thought she was charismatic. Her plan was really weird and dumb.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, the evil plot was just really enough to get us to the next fight scene, which I was okay with in this case.
Yeah, I actually wasn't. I don't know. I didn't like her that much.
No?
To be honest. I don't know. Like where Sam Jackson was definitely over the top. I still believed it more because like she seemed kind of like normal. Mm. Well, so for one, her whole thing was to get drugs legal.
Yeah.
And make more money and become famous. Where like Sam Jackson, he wanted just like to end the world basically. You know?
Yeah, he had like
as some people, but
yeah, he had like an environmentalist kind of agenda. Yeah.
And so that was, I don't know, that seemed kind of weird to me. And her like the way she acted, she's like very like you know, like I don't know, that didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
As a villain, because you know what, she didn't end up really being the villain by the end. It was whiskey, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But she, I mean, they still had to take her out. Like she never, you know, changed her mind or anything. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of dug the whole like giddy kind of thing because it's different. You know, it's not just megalomaniac, angry, ruthless kind of person. It was different, and I liked it. Now I could totally see how it would get on someone's nerves.
Yeah. I was never against it. I just wasn't like I wasn't bought in.
Yeah.
You know what? Another thing I didn't really like was Eggsy having a girlfriend.
Yeah, you lose kind of his whole.
Yeah, that was kind of the swagger to it. That was like it was kind of like a cool thing at the end of the first one. And it was like when she came on the screen and because they kind of did the back of her head where it could have been like either her or the, you know, that.
I thought it was gonna be Lancelot.
I figured it was asshole girl, but I thought it could have been Lancelot too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have probably. I think I would have liked Lancelot more. But because then at least Lancelot could have been fighting alongside, you know, instead of, you know.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have had the whole "I gotta save my girlfriend" thing.
Yep.
But I don't know.
She was a really cool. It would have been really cool to have her along for the ride and fighting the whole way and being an actual agent.
I wonder if she just didn't want to do the film or contractually couldn't because she was in it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I killed her.
I did. You know, the thing that I like about this, similar to like John Wick, is the organization is what's cool. The Kingsmen are what's cool. I like the Statesmen, but I wanted more Kingsmen. So when they all died and stuff, I was really bummed because, you know, you're not going to get Lancelot anymore. And that stunk. Merlin dying was a huge bummer to me.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite characters in this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that stuff bummed me out because it's like they're kind of getting rid of characters that we wanted to see more of. And you got plenty of Merlin in this movie because he dies at the end. But if there's going to be a sequel, it's going to be really different.
I think they set it up pretty nicely for a third one.
Yeah. And so, okay, is Eggsy retiring?
No.
From Kingsman? He's still going to be a part of it?
Yeah.
Because the vibe the end gave to me was that like Channing Tatum is now our protagonist with that last shot of him
walking
into Kingsman.
Maybe he is, but I doubt it. I don't think it's going to be him. Maybe he is though. I mean, they didn't really spell it out clearly, but the way that they made it seem was that like because they had the whole interaction with Galahad and all them like before where they're at the Statesman stable.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got to change our nicknames type of thing. So I think he's still involved.
Okay.
I think they're going to do a third one.
I hope so. It wouldn't be the same without him.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
They're just so like what what was unexpected in the first one and ended up being amazing was the way they do the fights.
Yeah.
Super creative, like fast-paced, hyper-violent, and they really just cranked that up another notch with all the more gadgets and stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, I thought there was more gadgets, but I didn't think there was as much action. I thought there was a lot more kind of like breaks than in the first one.
I'd have to go back. I just watched the first one last week, but I'd have to watch them both because this had a lot of actions. I mean, it opened with that giant action set piece.
Yeah, but I felt like there was when there like in the first Kingsman when there was action, there was a lot of it, and this one I felt was just a little because like I guess what I'm thinking of like when you look at the first one with Galahad, Colin Firth, he was like he took out like 100 guys in that room. And there was a lot more of those like the same thing with Eggsy going down like the hallway and taking down all those people. And going there's a lot of that. Whereas this one was like one-on-one, maybe like not even that because I was thinking of like when they're in the cabin and you know they're taking down all the what's his face Whiffy's taking down all those guys. But that was kind of like a conversation with him in the background. There wasn't much of the. Yeah,
I'm totally with you. Those were the fun scenes in the beginning when he takes out 10 guys. Yeah, I agree with you.
Maybe that's what I was missing. I don't know. Like there's something I can't put my finger on it, but there's something just missing.
Something not there for you. Yeah.
And again, I thought it was cool and I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Yeah. It just wasn't as enjoyable as the first one was for me.
I can get that. I was still fully so. The thing that really had me just like, oh, I'm loving this, was when Colin Firth and Eggsy are fighting together.
So
that was badass. Yeah, them tag teaming.
They took a bunch of people down, and that reminded me of the first. That I was definitely in on that. I liked that a lot when they took down a ton of people using the briefcase and that was like old school King, like the first Kingsman.
Yep.
That and anytime those two are on the screen together,
they just really pop off. Don't they?
I love that. That's my main positive is those two. Like those two together, I would watch them any day.
Yep.
But I don't know, the rest of the movie was missing something for me.
Another thing I liked was they hit a lot of beats from the first one, which ordinarily I think is kind of cheesy, but I think they did it in ways that were just kind of tongue-in-cheek and winky enough without being too much. Like he does manners maketh the man and locks the doors and then misses, and so they had all the stuff you loved and you went like, I know that, but then they changed it a little bit. So I thought that was really cool. The little kind of fan servicey parts were pretty tight. We were laughing to each other in the theater because that damn John Denver song. You know, like you can't have a movie about Appalachia without playing John Denver's Country Road, and I love that song. But it's like, come on, there's got to be another song.
It's been in 2 movies this year.
We just saw it in Logan Lucky was the other one, and it really worked for me in both. But it was kind of like, oh, okay. You know.
Also, Channing Tatum was in both movies.
Oh my God, that's right.
One thing that I loved about this movie is just small. Elton John was great.
Elton John! That was the best cameo that I've seen probably since like Scary Movie 3.
Oh my God, he was hilarious.
Well, okay, so he had like a dozen little bits. What was like your favorite one? Because I have mine, but I want to know what yours is.
I just mostly like when he's kept saying "flay" to people.
When he's like "flay" you, and then you drop kick that guy. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was funny. What?
The slow-mo drop kick when he like winks to the camera. That was my second favorite. My first favorite was when that dog is about to eat Harry, and Elton John pops his face into the camera, and it plays Rocket Man. I was dying at that part. You could tell that he was having fun. Like he was fully into that.
It's so weird that they got him to do this. And like a lot of it. Normally like he would just do like a little pop in or whatever. Because he was in the first one for a second, wasn't he?
I don't know if he was.
I can't remember if he was or not. But yeah, I think he got him to. He was in the movie a decent amount.
Yeah. And damn, like that scene where the two of them are fighting together, and it's Saturday Night's All Right for fighting. I was like, oh yeah, that's a tight ass scene.
That was straight. That was the first Kingsman.
Yep.
That was perfect. So, yeah, the first Kingsman when Colin Firth in that church. I don't remember what song they're playing.
Oh, it's Freebird, baby.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I love that scene.
He's just whooping people over and over again.
Yep.
That's kind of what that was.
Oh man, I had so much fun with this.
Wrap up.
Yeah. So what do you think overall?
Overall, I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it didn't meet my expectations going into it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing. Just thought it was missing something, whether it be more crazy action like the first one, maybe a little bit of Eggsy being kind of more Eggsy-like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, him and Colin Firth are great too, but it was missing something for me.
I kind of had an opposite. I came in, I tried not to watch the trailers. I kind of came in like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. Mm-hmm. And it not blew away, but I got what I wanted out of it. Mm-hmm. I loved this. I had so much fun watching it. Yeah. And I can't wait to watch it again. It's funny because we just did American Assassin, mm-hmm. and we on it for copying all the same beats. Mm-hmm. The guy that you knew before as a good guy is now back as a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And several of the other spy beats are in Kingsman also, mm-hmm. but for whatever reason they get away with them.
They do it. They kind of do in different ways too, though.
Yeah, and it's sort of in a tongue-in-cheek way that they do all that mm-hmm. stuff. I have one more question for you. Would you want to see another one of these?
Kingsman?
Yeah.
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 I think that'd be so fun. Yeah. They should make 1 million of them.
I mean, it's better than American Assassin.
Yeah. So. Yeah, definitely. I want to go watch the first one now, and then go back to the theater and watch the second one.